Yo, what's up, my guys? Hope y'all having a great day. Thank you for watching. Patch Notes 2.01 came out today and entails all the industrial update stuff. Also, there's more stuff like the backpack and whatnot. I already went over a lot of this in my past video, the Devlogs 31 video. I'll put a link in the top right hand corner if you want to check that out. Also, I'll put a link to this, patch notes or whatever in the pinned comment. And it's also going to be in the What's New file when you go over to the Rust Console Edition. So the information for this is going to be really easy to find, and I already went over a lot of it, so I'm going to kind of skip through it a little bit, but I'm just going to hit the important stuff. So with that being said, let's go ahead and check it out. First up, it's the new features. It's the industrial stuff, obviously, all the components that are with that and automate the system. And the pipe tool, I already went over all of that in my past video, so I'm not going to hit on it too much. Also, the electrical changes is pretty big deal, honestly. I made a past video. Actually, I made two videos on this now. One about the you can put 10 turrets on one large battery, and the past video, the devlog video, I went over it too. They also added backpacks, which is pretty dope. There's a large one and a small one. The large one's not craftable. The small one is a default PP. And basically for 40 scrap, you can run over to Outposts and recycle attack gloves and a little extra cloth. Boom, there you go. You can make your own. And yeah, it's pretty dope. I'm glad we got this for solo players. Next up is a seismic sensor, which they kind of slid that in, and I'm surprised because it's really new on PC. So the fact that we're getting it's kind of cool. On PC, it's more tied to the Rust app, which we don't have access to, but there are a bunch of uses for it. You can have it like shut doors and open turret pods and move loot around if it hears C4 or explosive ammo or anything like that. If you want me to make a video on that, I'll do that later down the road. It's actually pretty simple, and it's kind of a cool device the more you mess around with it. Next up, it's a nightlight, which I talked about this again in the other video. I really like the nightlight. It makes nighttime better for roaming and farming wood and whatnot. So honestly, that was a big bonus. The moon pool at oil rig, I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't really experience it too much. I didn't go to oil rig. I've been going to mill tons a lot more lately. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how it's going to make it for solo players. Because, if you leave Dockbot alive, and I guess if you watch the opening to the moon pool, I guess it's not that big of a deal. We don't have minis yet, so you don't have to actually watch the, helipad. So I don't know how that is. I have to mess around with it, see how it affects it. But yeah, it is what it is. Next up is the community server changes, which honestly, if you're not an owner and admin, most of this doesn't even pertain to you, like the average player like me, where I don't give a shit. I'm sure most of you guys don't. But if you're an owner and admin, I'm sure you can go check this out. It's probably in the G portal, whatnot, and the wiki. Next up is the gameplay stuff. I'm not going to read all of this because I got stuff I got to do. I'm going to go cook dinner and stuff, and I'm kind of tired because I worked out today. So I'm just going to go through the most important stuff. If you want to read any of this stuff, I recommend going and check it out. Okay, so the main thing that I noticed that was really important in here was players can now demolish high external walls and gates. I don't use gates, so it's fucking stupid. I use custom guardhouses or you have small PP. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty cool because that came out on PC recently, and when that came out, they changed the wooden barricades as well. They made them bigger, and they also made them placeable at monuments, which is pretty dope because you can place them down at like just random places at launch and stuff like that. They decay really fast, but it's still pretty good for PvP and whatnot. So I don't know if we're gonna get that anytime soon, since we're getting demolishable high walls. Who knows? Maybe we'll get that. It'd be kind of OP if you could pick them up. So demolishing them, if you put them down in a bad spot, it's pretty dope. And I don't know how it's going to be if it's like on PC where it takes a couple seconds where you have to stand still and put it down, or if you can still put it down while you're moving and whatnot. So we'll see if that change that gets added to Rust console anytime soon. Here's another big deal. Players can no longer respawn at oil rig using beds and sleeping bags and tugboats. That was I don't know, changed on PC a while ago, and on console I noticed that you could actually just spawn in right next to it. I thought that was a little bit broken, especially if you're solo going against a group of people who have beds in a tugboat. It's just, you might as well just grab whatever you can and just jump off the thing, YOLO it, you know what I'm saying? So now that they changed that, that's kind of dope. I'm glad they changed that. I was wondering when they were going to do it. Here's another one that I actually didn't really notice, like I kind of did. Shooting swimming players will now register as a hit. I was playing and I like just laid into this guy. I kept getting headshot markers on the dude. I couldn't believe he didn't die while he was swimming up the oil rig. And I thought maybe it's because he's wearing full metal and the range with the Tommy. I was like, maybe I just didn't put enough damage in to kill him. I don't know. I thought it was weird. I'm guessing that the shots didn't actually register now that I'm reading this. So players can no longer burn food, which is kind of cool. You can just put food in your campfire and just cook it while you're gone and come back and not worry about it spitting food out and being burnt and stuff like that. So that's actually a good thing. It says players can now place Christmas lights on walls. We don't have Christmas lights on unless you're on a modded server. Christmas, we're going to be able to do that again too. So that's actually kind of cool. Looking forward to being on a server that actually has Christmas lights to test that out, or just waiting until Christmas and testing it out myself. But man, I'll be putting Christmas lights all over the wall. It's free lighting. So yeah, basically that's all the stuff that they put in for the game fixes that's important. They added some visual stuff, and basically it's just all bug fixes. Same thing with most of the UI stuff. It's just all bug fixes. It's not really that big of a deal. Next up's the other changes. And basically, a lot of this just pertains to the correct sound effects that were an issue. One of the things I really liked was they removed the metallic sound when you're walking on the ground of sewer or water. Sometimes you would hear and be like, "Oh, do I hear somebody where they're walking on metal?" And be like, "Oh wait, that's just my footsteps." That's great. Game's broken. 0 out of 10. And the known issues is the horseback or the horses clipping through objects and killing players instantly. I had that happen to me a lot at Outpost. I don't know why. I get the horse stuck somewhere and I go to jump on it and just insta-kill me. That kind of sucks. So, yeah, actually I experienced both of these. It kicked me off for no reason. Well, when I was going through the doors, I guess that is a reason. And then it killed me when I tried to get back on. So, yeah, hopefully they fix that. I guess it's not really a big deal. It's just kind of a pain in the ass, especially if you don't have a pack next to Outpost and you're riding your horse there to go recycle. So, yeah, there's a lot of update stuff in here that I didn't go over. If you guys are interested, I'd recommend checking it out. But honestly, I just hit the important stuff that's probably going to affect you. I might have missed one or two things. Anyways, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If you want to stay up to date with Rust content, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and I'll catch you all later. Deuces.